To protect Sam's pride, I hid my identity as an heiress of the Wilson family, willingly remaining the woman behind the scenes. Later, when bringing him midnight snacks during overtime, I caught him in a compromising position with Mandy. He mocked me as a dull housewife, claiming I wasn't presentable enough for public appearances and should stick to housework. Furious, I stormed into the office to expose their affair. To protect his career and reputation, Sam conspired with Mandy to push me off the windowsill. During that fatal fall, I regretted everything. When I opened my eyes again, I found myself transported back 1 hour earlier. Through the slightly ajar door, Sam was passionately entangled with Mandy on the office desk. This time, I didn't confront them. Instead, I shredded the coveted business contract he'd been dreaming about and took 5 consecutive photos with my phone. Sam returned home at 2 a.m., shouting, "Ivy, I'm hungry. Make me something." Previously, I'd wait up regardless of how late he worked, preparing steaming noodles. But now, I ignored him completely. Seeing me motionless in bed, he muttered, "Already asleep?" before heading to the shower. His phone on the pillow buzzed with a new message, "Miss you already. Darling. Can't wait until tomorrow." After showering, Sam quietly slid into bed facing away from me, his phone screen glowing as suppressed laughter occasionally escaped him. I stayed awake all night. Next morning, I immediately spotted the lipstick stain on his collar among the laundry. Before I could react, Sam snatched the shirt away. "Just a colleague's prank yesterday," he claimed, unaware his eyes always blink rapidly when lying. I didn't challenge him, simply responding him. Guilt apparently motivated Sam's unprecedented initiative to cook breakfast, claiming he'd taken the day off to spend with me. By noon, the table overflowed with my favorite dishes, this domestic warmth starkly contrasting with the darkness in my heart. The man who'd sworn eternal love had cold-bloodedly murdered me after being caught with Mandy. Providence had granted me this second chance to reshape my future. As we sat to eat, Sam hesitantly said, "Ivy, tomorrow's my birthday." I set down my chopsticks. "And? Colleagues want to celebrate here," I understood. "I'll make myself scarce." Since our secret wedding day, Sam had worried his married status would hinder career advancement. Only family knew I was his wife. Relieved by my compliance, Sam relaxed until his phone rang. Glancing nervously at me, he took the call on the balcony. Returning, he feigned reluctance. "Ivy, urgent work matter," I calmly replied, "Go ahead," without looking up. After he left, I trashed the untouched feast. 2 years earlier, I'd met Sam during corporate interviews. As a newly promoted manager's assistant, I'd tripped and scattered documents everywhere, among the crowd waiting in line for interviews. Only Samuel Johnson knelt down to help me. He reassured me, "Take your time. No rush." His confidence and composure during the interview made me develop feelings for him. When I learned he didn't pass, I used my connections to get him hired as an exception. Soon we secretly started dating. Though Sam came from humble beginnings, he worked diligently with ambitious drive. I often helped organize files and draft reports to ease his workload. He'd hold me close, murmuring, "Ivy, what would I do without you?" When he proposed, I tearfully accepted against my family's wishes, rushing to City Hall that same day. To support his career, I quit my job to become his homemaker. But my trust was repaid with betrayal. The next day, I returned late to find dim lights in our apartment. Having forgotten my keys, I rang the bell. Sam finally answered, his face hardening. "I texted you to come home later," he hissed. My phone had died hours earlier. A woman's voice called from the shower. "Who's there?" "Honey? Just the recycling collector." Sam lied, slamming the door on my last shred of affection. I sat numb on a stone bench until midnight, watching his female supervisor emerge and drive off in a BMW. So much for a birthday party, it had been their private celebration. Sam found me dozing at the courtyard table. "Don't misunderstand, babe," he pleaded. My boss spilled wine and needed to shower. I had to lie to protect my promotion chances. I walked past his excuses upstairs. The trash department reeked of sex and celebration, cake smears, food debris, and a used condom in the bathroom trash. Unaware I'd seen everything. Sam whined. "Where's my birthday gift? Sweetheart?" "Ah yes. The gift. I'd originally secured that prized business contract he'd coveted. But after last night's revelations, those torn documents now burned in my fireplace." When I showed no reaction, Sam looked disappointed. "You forgot? You've been so distant with me lately." His sad expression reminded me of his devotion over the past 2 years. I asked which colleagues came over today, if he'd confess voluntarily. "The whole department came," he recited without blinking, conspicuously omitting Mandy. My last shred of hope shattered. I handed him a document from the nightstand. Sam's eyes lit up. "Ha! Said you didn't get me a gift? What's this surprise?" I smiled faintly. If he considered this a birthday present, so be it. His grin froze upon reading the bold text. "Ivy. What's the meaning of this?" The divorce papers had been prepared yesterday afternoon. I could endure hardships for love, but never infidelity. "When you worked overtime the night before last, I visited your office. Guess what I saw outside your door?" Sam turned ashen, trembling hands clutching the documents. "Ivy. Let me explain. Mandy's my superior who promised career favors. It was just acting." "Acting?" I kicked the bathroom trash can toward him. "This too?" I nearly threw the used condom at his face. Sam's remaining color drained. "Sign if there's no objection. We'll file paperwork later. I couldn't stay in this tainted apartment." Pausing at the doorway, I met his pleading eyes. "Oh. This is my property. Move out by Friday." At the hotel, my charged phone revealed Sam's desperate texts, excuses about enduring Mandy's advances to provide better for us. Vows of undying love. Memories flooded back of my previous life's ending, his merciless push from the 28th floor balcony. Nausea gripped me. At the company gala that weekend, Mandy intercepted me. "Sam called you a nagging wife. But you're passably attractive." So she'd seen me that night. Knew all along. Her sneer deepened. "You think youth matters? You're just a useless housewife who doesn't understand men's needs. Stop clinging to Sam." Sam appeared, face tightening when he saw me. Mandy whispered theatrically. "With important guests here, she might cause trouble." As executives approached with a distinguished guest, Sam panicked and dragged me into the stairwell. "Stop making a scene here. You'll ruin me. Get out now. We'll talk at home." I sneered. Just days ago, he'd been flooding my WeChat with tearful apologies and flowery promises. Now he treated me like a plague, practically itching to kick me to the curb. Sam's disgusting facade made me sick. I played along. "Fine. Agree to the divorce, and I'll leave quietly." Sam clenched his fists. "You're blackmailing me?" I shrugged. "Take it or leave it." My hand reached for the stairwell door. His face turned ashen. After exchanging panicked looks with Mandy, he shoved me violently from behind. Stumbling backward, déjà vu of my previous life's fatal fall gripped me. At the critical moment, a hand grabbed me tightly. Relief flooded me as I recognized Victor, the man who'd been holding court in the banquet hall earlier. Victor Anderson, my brother's best friend and sole heir to the Anderson family fortune. His connections could launch startups for fun, let alone secure business deals. Mandy immediately backpedaled. "Mr. Anderson, I was just passing through." This woman slipped on her own. Ignoring her, Victor fixed me with that piercing gaze. "What are you doing here?" Sam misinterpreted the question. "She got fired months ago. Probably crashing for free food." "I was just calling security." Victor stared like Sam had grown horns. "Crashing for food." Mandy's shrill voice cut through. "Do you know our former employee?" I tugged Victor's sleeve in warning. He shot me an exasperated look before dragging me to a private lounge. The door hadn't even clicked shut before he pinned me against the wall, fury rolling off him in waves. Ivy Wilson. Married. Without telling anyone. To this human garbage who just tried to kill you. So my brother had spilled about my impulsive elopement during Victor's 2-year absence. I squirmed under his glare. Despite being only 2 years older, Victor's stern protectiveness always made me feel like a misbehaving child. I'm filing for divorce, I blurted. His jaw unclenched slightly. Need help? I've got this. To deflect further interrogation, I added. Shouldn't you be schmoozing investors? Victor's eyes narrowed. You're coming with me after this. Like hell I would. The moment he left, I bolted to our apartment for clothes. Sam found me packing. Ivy. You came back. You forgive me. His arms reached out. But I recoiled. Forgive you? After you pushed me? Baby. I was trying to catch you. His slimy grin returned. I just got promoted. We can finally divorce. Now. He grabbed my wrist. Mandy means nothing. Just using her for connections. The stench of his desperation turned my stomach. I yanked free as his phone buzzed with another text from his business partner. This charade would end tonight, with or without Victor's help. His self-righteous attitude made me sick to my stomach. When he first joined the company, Sam had vowed with such conviction that he'd never stoop to workplace politics. He was going to make his mark through pure talent and hard work. That integrity and confidence had completely won me over at the time. I violently shook off his hand. Sam. You were right about one thing that night. You said I was the neighborhood trash collector. Turns out I did pick up garbage. You. To my shock, I woke up trending online. The headline screamed, shocking. Riverside tycoon returns for love, who's the lucky girl? The accompanying photo showed Victor pulling me into a banquet hall's private lounge. Groaning, I immediately called Victor. Dude. Get this stupid trending topic taken down now. I don't want to get doxxed. Victor yawned lazily. Shouldn't have sneaked out last night. Realization hit me. You leaked this? Of course. What paparazzi would dare touch Victor's private affairs without his consent? Relax. He drawled. Aren't you getting divorced anyway? That's not the point. Even if I were single, the last thing I wanted was to be his tabloid fling. That evening, Sam texted me. Ivy. Care to explain your relationship with Victor? His accusatory tone implied I'd committed some betrayal. I barked out laughter. Sam. You're the cheater here. Trying to play victim now? Don't misunderstand. Ivy. He backpedaled. I trust you completely. Then what's this about? He hesitated. Could you introduce me to Victor? If I'd known you had Anderson family connections, I wouldn't have wasted time buttering up that old hag Mandy. One word from Victor could secure me that VP position. I knew Sam was shameless. But this exceeded even my worst expectations. When I refused, his mask slipped. Help me or I'll drag out the divorce. God, Sam. Have you no dignity? This is for us. He pleaded desperately. I just want to give you a better life. For me? The audacity took my breath away. Earn your success properly. Or lose my respect forever. Hanging up, I forwarded the incriminating photos of him and Mandy I'd taken that night. 9 a.m. tomorrow at Civil Affairs Bureau. No show equals these go company-wide. Alone. The dam finally broke. Hot tears streamed down as months of betrayal and humiliation overwhelmed me. How had I ever loved this manipulative opportunist? I'd fought my family for him. Abandoned my career. Nearly died for that lying. Never again. This second chance at life wouldn't be wasted. Sam showed up punctually next morning, predictable. Given his career ambitions. The dark circles confirmed he'd agonized all night. Ivy, never thought we'd end like this. My bitter chuckle echoed his sentiment. Who knew my judgment could be this terrible? The poetic justice came when Sam realized he'd forgotten his ID. Karma's timing was impeccable. He looked troubled. Ivy. Take me home to get my ID. Though reluctant, I followed him to his apartment to sever ties sooner. As we climbed the stairs, Samuel tentatively asked, Ivy. Are you really determined to divorce me? I paused, eyeing him suspiciously. What? Changing your mind again? He shrugged. You've always kept my ID. Go get it. Fearing he'd back out, I rushed to the bedroom nightstand after unlocking the door. My search proved futile. Turning around, I caught Sam stealthily deadbolting the living room entrance. Dread flooded me. I can't remember where it is, I said evenly, grabbing my purse. Let's reschedule when you find it. Sam blocked the bedroom doorway with an insincere smile, producing his ID from his coat. Silly me, had it all along. You tricked me? Would I dare mess with you? He chuckled, baring teeth. I adore you too much. Sweetheart. I glared warily. Sam. What are you trying to do? He backed me against the bed beneath our wedding portrait. Ivy. He spat, face twisting with fury as he bound my wrists with his necktie. You shared my bed yet schemed to ruin me. Sam. Stop this. I struggled as he whipped out his phone. Always the photographer. Aren't you? He sneered, activating the camera. Let's make you famous. With that body, you'll trend overnight on every adult site. You're vile. I spat. This is your doing. He tore at his shirt. You rejected my kindness. Blackmailed me with photos? Let's see who's more humiliated. His hands closed around my throat as I choked for air, tears soaking the sheets. When hope nearly drowned me, the door exploded inward. Victor stormed in like vengeance personified, hurling Sam across the room. Bloody knuckles rained down on Sam's face. Touch her again and die. He growled through the sickening crunch of bone. Only when Sam's whimpers faded did Victor stop. Chest heaving, he freed my wrists, cradling my shaking form. Ivy. He murmured into my hair. Mint scent cutting through the terror. I've got you. He arrived just in time. When I realized Sam had locked the door, I immediately called Victor. He'd heard every threat Sam made to me through the phone. Before carrying me out, Victor delivered another vicious kick to Sam's crumpled form on the floor. At Victor's estate, I fled straight to the bathroom. The red-eyed reflection staring back from the fogged mirror looked every bit the pathetic mess I felt. Only after a scalding shower did I emerge wearing Victor's oversized button-down, the damp fabric clinging to my skin. Victor sat nursing bruised knuckles in the living room. Guilt twisted my stomach as I cleaned his wounds with antiseptic, recounting how my desperation to finalize the divorce made me walk into Sam's trap. Should have broken more ribs, Victor growled, flexing his bandaged hand. Thank you, I whispered, avoiding his gaze. For everything today. Your taste in men remains catastrophically terrible. For once, I didn't argue. Reaching for the hairdryer, my bare foot slipped on polished hardwood. Victor caught me mid-fall, our combined momentum sending us crashing to the floor. The breath left his lungs in a pained grunt as I landed straddling his waist, palms flattening against the furnace heat of his abdomen. We froze. His heartbeat thundered against my thighs. My cheeks burned nuclear as I scrambled backward, colliding with the couch. Victor rose slowly, his 6 feet 2 inches frame casting a shadow that swallowed me whole. Memories flickered, childhood battles where he'd steal my hair ribbons yet pummel any boy who teased me. The time he'd thrown my carefully delivered love letter back in my face during high school, calling me a meddling fool. College years watching him reject every admirer with glacial indifference, prompting my theory about him preferring male company. Now, watching his throat work as he stepped closer, something dangerous unfurled in my chest. He caged me against the cushions, forearm braced by my head. Our breaths tangled, his lips hovering millimeters from mine. Every nerve screamed with electric awareness as his gaze dropped to my mouth. 23 years, he rasped, of watching you choose wrong. Calloused fingers traced my jaw. Let me show you what right feels like. The first brush of his lips tasted like stolen fire. I have to admit, Victor's face was impossibly exquisite. The usual coldness and sharp tongue were gone, replaced by an intimate tenderness that made my pulse race uncontrollably. My breathing tightened as he swallowed hard, looking at me with newfound determination. Ivy, there's something I need to tell you, My mind went completely blank, floating in a hazy daze. Just as his gaze dropped to my lips, his phone rang. Victor seemed to snap back to reality, straightening his posture to answer. I seized the moment to catch my breath, though my heart kept pounding. After hanging up, he resumed his normal tone. Your brother's here to pick you up. My brother arrived shortly, exchanging brief words with Victor before leading me away. This is the man you insisted on marrying? My brother glowered in the car. I kept my head down, knowing better than to argue. I warned you not to act impulsively. Yet you went behind our backs to get married. His voice rose angrily. Tomorrow I'm confronting Sam myself. Let's see what tricks he still has. Given my brother's temper, any confrontation with Sam might end worse than Victor's beating earlier. Not that I cared about Sam's well-being, but legal consequences weren't worth it. I can handle this myself, I insisted. My brother eyed me skeptically. What if he tries something? Trust me, I won't make the same mistake twice. After prolonged hesitation, he relented. If he causes trouble, you tell me immediately. That night, I called Sam first. Before he could speak, I played our earlier threatening conversation. Samuel Johnson. Be on time tomorrow unless you want criminal charges. The next day, Sam arrived at the Civil Affairs Bureau in a wheelchair, pushed by Mandy dripping in jewels. Victor's beating had left him bruised and casted. Yet arrogance still clung to him. Dumping you was my blessing. A mere housewife thinking she's special. Mandy sneered. Youth means nothing without skills. Men discard useless women. Their taunts left me unfazed. I only wanted this divorce finalized. With no financial disputes, the proceedings ended quickly. Outside, Sam couldn't resist more jabs. Ivy, you think Victor saving you makes you Cinderella? Look in the mirror. What respectable man wants a divorced woman? Mandy chimed in. Sam's mine now. I smirked. Thanks for taking out my trash. Their faces darkened when they saw my genuine relief. Mandy sneered. Heard you've been unemployed for months. Without Sam, you're nothing. You're letting them talk to you like this? My brother's icy voice cut through Mandy's laughter. Both Victor and my brother stood there. Mandy instantly transformed before the Wilson family chairman, pitching her voice higher. Chairman. What a coincidence. I'm Mandy Taylor, Vice President of the River City branch, with a meaningful glance. She signaled to Sam. The man immediately caught on, eagerly volunteering like an overzealous lackey. Good afternoon, Mr. Wilson. I'm Sam, Project Department Manager at the River City branch. Both extended hands for a handshake. But Mr. Wilson walked straight past them to stand by my side. Since when did you become so meek? My brother chided. Letting these nobodies talk down to you like this? I sighed. Would you bite back if a dog snapped at you? Sam and Mandy stood frozen in confusion. Brother? My brother sneered at the pair. Surprised? Didn't realize Ivy here is my blood sister? The color drained from their faces as they connected the dots. The girl they'd been belittling was actually the heiress to Wilson Enterprises. Don't bother showing up to work tomorrow. My brother dismissed them with a flick of his wrist. Sam deflated like a punctured balloon, while Mandy snapped defiantly. You can't fire me over some petty jealousy. I've served this company for years. Petty? My brother calmly tossed her an audit report. Clear your debts before leaving, or we'll see you in court. Mandy turned ghostly pale, scanning the document detailing her embezzlement schemes. Yet she still shot me a venomous glare. You're nothing without your family name. Before I could retort, Victor stepped between us. Miss Taylor, is it? The heir to the Anderson family fortune stared down his nose at her gaudy jewelry. Those pieces look rather distinctive. Flushing with misplaced pride, Mandy preened. These are from Summer's Enchantment Collection. Limited edition. Of course. Victor turned to me with mock innocence. Funny. Ivy. She claims to despise you yet wears your designs religiously. The revelation hit like a thunderclap. Summer? Her? Mandy choked out. I smiled sweetly. Since you're such a fan, I tapped my phone, releasing damning audio. Had I known you had Victor's backing, I'd never have groveled to that hag Mandy. Sam's recorded voice dripped with contempt. Every touch of hers makes my skin crawl. Sam toppled from his wheelchair in panic. Mandy. Let me explain. Quivering with rage, Mandy nearly ripped off the priceless necklace before reconsidering. Instead, she delivered a vicious kick to her groveling lover. Pathetic worm. As she stormed off, Sam crawled toward me, babbling please. Ivy. My love. Forgive. Victor's polished shoe met his ribs with a satisfying thud. You don't get to speak her name. His lip curled in disgust. Now scram before I reconsider letting you walk away. It was the first time I'd seen Victor Anderson lose his temper so fiercely. My brother couldn't hold back either, delivering 2 more brutal kicks to Sam Johnson's cast-covered leg. We left satisfied by Sam's agonized wails. I temporarily moved back home, enduring days of lectures from my brother. The apartment I'd shared with Sam was under my name. Now I wanted nothing to do with it, listing the property online where it sold quickly. Rumor had it Sam refused to vacate, but the new owner turned out to be ruthless. Freshly out of his cast, Sam got beaten so badly he wound up hospitalized with another broken leg. This time, he wasn't so lucky, ending up permanently lame. After the cooling-off period, I finally got my divorce papers. Victor accompanied me that day. Sam seemed to want to say something, but one glare from Victor sent him limping away like a whipped dog. Walking back, I suddenly remembered something. Why did you suddenly decide to study abroad back then? He could have easily taken over his family business here, but chose the harder path overseas. My brother mentioned Victor worked multiple jobs through school without parental support. Victor smiled faintly. Because someone once said true success isn't riding your parents' coattails, but building your own empire. It took me a moment to recall. When I'd secretly applied for design school against my family's wishes, he'd been the first I told. I'd declared my determination to make it without relying on family connections. Even after becoming a jewelry designer, I'd insisted on working as a regular employee at my brother's firm to avoid nepotism claims. You thought I'd figure out your feelings eventually? My cheeks burned as Victor's ears turned crimson. We'd been childhood friends, but I'd never imagined this paragon of perfection would harbor feelings for me. Glancing at the divorce papers, Sam's cruel words echoed, how could someone like Victor want a divorced woman? Suddenly, Victor snatched the divorce certificate. Thank God you're single again. His sunshine smile returned. Now I can court you properly. 6 months later, Mandy Taylor became unemployable due to multiple scandals, vanishing from the city. Sam got fired and crippled, fading into obscurity. As winter approached, Victor and I strolled through bustling streets. My new jewelry collection flashed across giant billboards. In the crowd below, I spotted a ragged figure with a deformed leg. His pant leg was rolled up to display the deformity. A chipped bowl and QR code around his neck. Few pedestrians spared him coins. Victor followed my gaze. Want to help? I shook my head. I'm no saint. He earned this. Victor laughed, pulling me into a kiss right there on the sidewalk. Blushing, I pushed him away. We're in public. Want to trend on social media again? Mr. Anderson? Now Victor has founded his own company, becoming the youngest entrepreneur nationwide with popularity rivaling idol celebrities. Victor shrugged. It's not like you being my girlfriend is some secret anyway. I sighed. You might not care, but my Twitter gets bombarded daily by your fangirls. Victor lifted my chin, suggesting, why don't you become Mrs. Anderson? That'd make those girls back off. Avoiding his intense gaze, I teased. Want to marry me? Then Victor better step up his game. Hearing this, amusement deepened in Victor's eyes as he intertwined our fingers. Let's go home. But we agreed to stroll through West Street? I protested. He leaned close to my ear and whispered, can't wait. Need to properly demonstrate my capabilities back home. The crowded streets glowed with warm sunset hues around us. The happiness belonging to Victor and me was just beginning.